A round of applause for Miha Ciglar.
Hey, thanks, Michaela. So thanks a lot, Michaela, for this introduction. I don't know if I can say much more. And thanks a lot for bringing me here for the second time now. I was in Berlin before. And okay, I will just tell a short story about how it all began and what we are actually doing in Ljubljana, Slovenia. So in 2008, where it all started, I was a bit disappointed about the contemporary music scene. Okay, internet, great. Contemporary music scene and the music technology scene, but in particular about the academic developments on this scene. There was basically, it was impossible to study contemporary music, let alone electronic music. And I just returned from my studies in Austria, in Graz, at the Institute for Electronic Music, and I thought, why can't we have like an IRCAM in Ljubljana? I mean, what are we waiting for, actually? And the academic community felt a bit threatened when I was going around with this crazy idea of doing research in the field of electronic music, doing artistic production, and educating people about this. So it wasn't possible to move anything in academia, and still isn't today, unfortunately. But so I basically established my own Institute for Sonic Arts Research, which is called IRZU, the Slovenian acronym for Institute for Sonic Arts Research. And since 2008, we've been doing, as I said, artistic research, engineering, development of technologies, and most important, we're trying to do workshops and educating people about this interesting new tools and knowledge. And one of the very important things that we do is networking, as Michaela already mentioned. So the IRZoom Festival was designed to bring all this knowledge from abroad that we are talking about and trying to promote in Slovenia, and get people to exchange ideas with the local communities, which is also very active, like the independent scenes, the non-government organizations like the IRZU is. They are trying to promote different kind of content. So it's a very important platform which is going on since 6 years now, and this was the recent edition focused on music technology startups. An interesting theme which is very connected to our own story, since at a later point we created a startup, a spin-off company which emerged out of this Institute for Sonic Arts Research. Another thing worth mentioning is 2012, where we did where we hosted the ICMC, and it was a hard year, a lot of work, a lot of people came to Slovenia, and next year we're looking forward to host Music Tech Fest, of course. But going back even one year more, 2011, we founded this company called Ultrasonic Audio Technology, because we figured out that some of the technologies and some of the knowledge that we were developing within our research and development was actually very interesting, or exposed some potential to be deployed in commercial context, so outside of artistic context, which was very interesting, of course, because the funds were disappearing. You know, there was the economic crisis, and they were cutting funds at the Ministry of Culture, so we needed to find ways how to, you know, survive and do what we like to do. So the first idea that we started to work on was this new musical interface we call Syntactic. And the special thing about this interface is that it creates a contact-free tactile feedback. So crazy thing. You feel something, but you don't touch anything. So how do we make it? We are using ultrasound, very focused ultrasound, and a curved array of ultrasonic transducers, which focuses acoustic energy in this one point in space, where you can actually, in this focal point, right here, when you can actually grab it and touch the sound, feel a vibration of air. Here is, I'm trying to visualize it with liquid nitrogen, so you can see the wavelengths of this ultrasonic signal. And this is what it does to a water surface. So it really pushes down and carves out a hole. And the signal is really just there in this point. It's not below, it's just here where everything accumulates and comes together. And while this was like a very spectacular thing, and I'm still doing a lot of demos, and people are always very excited to play around with this, it sort of was a very problematic product, and a product that would not really solve a problem which investors always are pointing out. So we noticed an interesting side effect with this product. That was the sound was not only tangible, but it was also very focused and audible. So a side effect of this research or this project was actually our directional speaker, which we brought to market last year, and we are currently focusing all of our energy and research and improvements onto this device. It's not something really new because there's directional speakers around already since 2000. They're commercially available, but still there's only 2 companies, more or less, that are offering this kind of technology. So it is directional sound created by modulated ultrasound. So there is a high frequency beam of sound, which is very focused, of course. The higher you go with the frequency, the more it gets focused. But of course, it's inaudible. So what we do is we take the audio signal and use it as a amplitude modulating signal, which modulates this amplitude of the ultrasonic carrier. And what it does is that every point in this ultrasonic beam acts as a sound source, because the sound is being heated and cooled by this intensity of the ultrasonic beam, and so each point emits a sound source. So and of course it's only audible, or most of it is audible in this beam. I will make a short demo so you get a sense of what I'm talking about. And by the way, after my presentation, I will you can also come up stage and try to feel this tactile signal, so you'll also know what I'm talking about. So I hope you could hear it. If not, come later and test it. I will also be using it in my performance, actually. I always like to abuse all these technologies that we are developing and play with them in an experimental way and use them creatively. So what we are working on right now is that, like I said, we have already brought this to market, and we're actually managing to do sales and support our R&D with that revenue. And we're constantly trying to make this smaller, make especially this part, the amplifier, is now completely shrinked already and will soon be released as integrated into the emitter. But also, we are trying to come up with different product ideas. So this is something that we would like to launch also very soon. It's a sort of watch type of product which has the directional speakers mounted below the wrist, and what it does it emits the sound and projects it into the palm. So you can have a phone call like this, basically you turn your palm into a speaker, so you don't need to pull out your phone while you're taking when you want to make a phone call. So it could be interesting, or some kind of product that is targeted to the B2C sort of market. But yeah, it's really exciting to see how this all develops and how this technology is constantly shrinking and being optimized. And that's more or less it with my presentation. Yeah. So you're all welcome now to come and try this. Try to play with the device, well, I'll do a little bit of rewiring, then I'll make a short performance where I will play with a no input mixing board actually. So I'll just use a mixing board to make sounds, and this mixing board has inputs and outputs connected. And one of these signals also goes into this device, the Syntactic device, and is projected to my arm, to my hand. And I'll have one of these transducers is actually a receiver, and when I move my arm, I reflect more or less of this acoustic energy back into this receiver, which is fed back into the mixing board. So it's like an electroacoustic feedback system, and with the tactile component, of course. So just to tell you a bit what is behind the noise that you will hear. So yeah, please join me. Thanks.
Just for the sake of the people watching the live stream video at home, one of the things that we most like at Music Tech Fest is when there is more audience on the stage than there is in the audience. Wow, everybody is just trying out the ultrasonic system. I don't know if we can even, you can see from above? That's fantastic.
Of course, you're welcome. That's great.
Well, the thing about ultrasonic though is sub.
So there's different vibrations, of course, when different frequencies are. It's okay. The lower frequencies are much better displayed in the tactile way. The higher it goes, the less you feel. Like over 1 kilohertz, you don't feel anything anymore. So you need to find something really low. Something like this, yeah. How much is one of these? Speaker? Yeah. It's 500 euros. So, okay. Check like in have you ever tried to like focus this in the distance? What do you mean? Like now you're having a ray of sound, right? Yeah. A what? you can't stop the sound. I mean, it's still sound. It just goes.
I know.
You can't make it
But
stop.
maybe there's.
I mean, you can do it like this. You can have like a sphere of the speakers, and then put everything very quietly, and then when they cross, you know, then the sound would amplify.
That's what I think,
yeah. But you need a whole array, like a whole sphere of speakers, and then everyone points in this one point, and in this point, it's like here, it gets audible then, and then they would all disappear because they would all be very low in volume. This is something that you can create like a real, only one spot of audible sound in space. Yeah. Connect the input with the output, and then it starts to oscillate. Like if you put a microphone in front of a speaker. It's just two basically. These two, and then this one, and this one goes into that. It's yeah. And you can use, of course, different roots and then combine. You get it.
Gab es so eine Interaktion?
Nein.
Yes, they change.
Nee, ich meine einen einzelnen. Den kann man bestimmt irgendwo kaufen, oder? Ja, das meine ich. Schließt man die alle einfach zusammen? Baut sich so ein Ding? Oder ist es so richtig? Da braucht man sowas. Okay. Ja, so ausrechnen. Dann musst du auch gucken, dass die verwenden, das sehr speziell ist. Ne? Konrad, das ist meine Erfahrung. Das ist noch nicht so billig, also das ist schon, ich weiß nicht mehr genau, was
Wenn ich so ein Ding für 500 Euro kaufe, ist okay. Ja, das kann. Also
halt
wird er
den
verkauft.
Ich habe den vor einem halben, dreiviertel Jahr gefragt, ob man das ausprobieren könnte, weil man kaufen oder nicht.
Was, wen?
Das hat
Genau die Firma.
Ich kann, der Markt empfohlen, weil ich, wie gesagt, ich habe ja also wenn ihr interessiert seid, ich habe einen Sennheiser im Büro. Das ist halt so ein Ding und der macht auch gerichtet. Der soll besser, also der soll eigentlich gut klingen, sind nur ein bisschen anfällig für Sennheiser. Und werden auch nicht mehr produziert. Und dann gibt es auch noch die Ultrapads oder sowas heißt das. Das ist ein kleiner. Also der Markus meinte, die wären schon gut. Deswegen wollte ich es mal ausprobieren, ob es lohnt, weil 500 Euro habe ich jetzt nicht im gehabt. Aber vielleicht, jetzt gibt es ja noch ein bisschen Geld, dass wir so ein Ding kaufen. Ne? Weil das halt richtig
So just take your seats and let's.
Thank you very much. We're redrawing the lines between performer and audience.